5 weeks and 2 days ago, I was a 64-year-old single woman living in Cardiff, feeling that life was passing me by. Well, I'm still a 64-year-old single woman living in Cardiff, but in the last 5 weeks and 2 days, I feel like I've been on a completely wild ride that is beyond my wildest imaginings. 5 weeks and 2 days ago, I uploaded my first ever YouTube video, and yesterday I got monetised. To be fair, I'd have been monetised about 10 days ago, but I hit a bit of a technical brick wall that made me think, I can't face this right now. So I put it on the back burner. I was too stressed coping with putting out a 30-minute exercise video every day, which I committed to do throughout August for no other reason than to keep myself accountable. I wish I hadn't, to be honest. But I know if I hadn't made a public commitment to doing that, I'd have given up on about day 4. The only reason I kept going is because I didn't want the mortification of giving up in a public arena. I mean, it's 30 minutes today, for God's sake. I wasn't running marathons one after the other, back to back. I mean, what kind of wimp would that have made me, for God's sake? I mean, if I couldn't even manage that. Anyway, for some context, if it's your first time here, about 6 weeks ago, I had a conversation with my son, who lives in Australia, that forced me to start thinking about the rest of my life. Me realise that I just wasn't really happy, and my life needed a complete overhaul. I mean, I wasn't unhappy, but life was just too dull, too predictable, too insular. And I felt like I was existing, albeit quite comfortably, in my greige cocoon, but I wasn't truly living. So I decided to completely blow up my life. And if you're interested in all the whys and wherefores of that, then you can go and watch the first ever video I posted, which is called Blowing Up My Life at 64. And there'll be a link to that video at the end of this video. Anyway, I thought to myself, why not document this on YouTube? Now, I had no idea what I was doing. Yes, I had a YouTube account, but I'd never recorded a video for YouTube. I'd never uploaded a video. I'd never edited a video. I was a total newbie. And you can see that from my very first videos when I make one cock up after the other. No, 1 minute, my head's up here, and the next minute all you can see is my head sort of down here at the bottom of the screen, and the rest is all just kind of empty space. So yeah, it was just kind of one mess after the other, frankly. I didn't know who would watch. Would anybody watch? But I'd seen people posting some pretty random stuff on here, and I thought, well, if people watch that, surely there'll be some people will be interested in what my channel's going to be about. But it was a complete leap into the unknown, and I was a bit nervous about getting slayed in the comments, but I just thought, well, I'll cope. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. In fact, one of the comments I got on one of my earlier videos was from somebody with no followers and no videos uploaded, saying, it's tragic you think this is content. It made me laugh because at that point, I think I already had almost 300 subscribers. And the fact that at 64, I've got a hide like a rhino, it didn't really bother me. I mean, I'd been warned prior to, well, say not personally warned, but I'd read enough and watched enough YouTube videos to realise that there are people out there who just spend their sad little lives trolling other people on YouTube to make unpleasant comments because basically they've got nothing better to do. But there you go. There are also always going to be unpleasant people in the world, aren't there? Anyway, so I'd seen these ballsy content creators call out these trolls, and so I was kind of forewarned and prepared for that to come my way. And, it didn't stop me. It didn't make me think twice. I just ploughed on ahead. Anyway, having uploaded my first video, to my utter amazement, I had a subscriber within about 2 minutes. I mean, I just was like, what? A lady from South Africa. And I messaged her and I said, "You're my first subscriber." And she was like, "Oh, I've never been someone's first subscriber before." So it was all kind of quite a lot of excitement on for her and for me, frankly. Um, the excitement was really off the charts, and it's just kept getting better and better. There's over 2,400 of you now, subscribers, which is mind blowing to me. And it's because of you and so many people who have watched that I've been monetized so quickly. And apparently, to get monetized this quickly is something of a feat in YouTube. So I mean, and as I said, as a complete newbie to this, it's just mind blowing to me that this has happened. But I'm obviously thrilled to bits to be in this kind of elite class of YouTubers who's got monetized so fast. And it's all thanks to you. So thank you so much for being here. It made me realize that this channel's theme resonates with so many of you. And I'm delighted that you're all here. The thing is, at 64, I'm not sure how many good years I've got left. My mum and both my grandmothers died in their early 90s. But even if I have that many years, if I die in my early 90s, how many actual good years have I got left? How many years before age sort of takes its toll and I can continue to live independently and healthily on my own? 15, 20? I mean, I want the final third of my life to be a bit of an adventure, not stuck in Cardiff waiting to pop my clogs. I want a vibrant third act as a curtain closer. And I think we deserve that, especially if we've put ourselves last in the pecking order for decades while we've been looking after children and aging parents. In fact, I was watching Van der Valk on Sunday night. Can I just ask, has anyone else got the hots for Mark Warren in this show? I mean, he wouldn't be my usual type, but I don't know, there's something about him and the character Van der Valk. It's like, whew. But yeah, I mean, I was feeling a bit like, oh, God, Catherine, pull yourself together. But then I Googled him, he is 59. so it didn't seem quite unseemly after that. But yeah, anyway, that's taken me off on a bit of a tangent there. So let's get back to what I was talking about. So there's a scene in Van der Valk where he's talking to the pathologist who has been diagnosed with, I think it was throat cancer. It's either throat cancer or stomach cancer, I think. Anyway, and he's talking to Van der Valk and he sort of says, you know, it's kind of like an observation when you're staring death in the face and you sort of look at your life and you think, you know, is this it? Like work, I don't know, looking after people, going to work, sleeping, I don't know, just, you know, the same old kind of, you know, the hamster wheel thing. And he sort of says, you know, you think to yourself, is that it? And then he said afterwards, it's not, is that it? It's like, was that it? So, because it just goes by, doesn't it? Like whoosh, and you think, God, where shall that time go? Was that it? Was that my life? And so that kind of just made me think. Now, to be fair, because I didn't have my son until a month shy of my 42nd birthday, I'd had a great 20 years, having a very nice life and quite an exciting time. But I felt like I wanted to reclaim some of that for my last 15 to 20 years. So here we are. Now, if you've been here for the last 11 days, you might think this is an exercise channel, or turning into an exercise channel, but it really isn't. It might appear to be that because I have been uploading these exercise videos every day, but that is to keep a commitment that I made at the beginning of August to upload 30 minutes of exercise every single day. And this is because I'm going to this wedding in Portugal in September, and I wanted to try and lose some weight before then. And also they say, don't they, that you need 21 days to embed a new habit. So I was thinking to myself, well, if I can do this for 31 days, maybe I'll get into the habit of exercising every day. Can I just say, on current evidence, the answer to that is going to be no. God, I hate it. I hate every second of it. But obviously, I'm going to keep doing it until the end of August. And yes, of course, this is about keeping yourself fitter and healthier as you get into old age. So, of course, I'm going to be exercising much more regularly. When I say much more regularly than I did, I never exercised at all. So I am going to be, looking to incorporate exercise as part of my routine. But I've been looking into exercise programs for older people, and looking at people say, oh, you only need to do maybe 3 or 4 times a week and focus on strength training, because that is key as you get as you get older. It's the sort of the strength training that's the main thing. And I'm not going to drag my rebounder with me to Tbilisi, but I will sell that, and I'll buy another one when I get there, because the rebounder is something you can just have there, and you can just jump on it for 10-15 minutes a couple of times a day, and that's kind of easily done. So I will probably do that. But I also look to maybe join a gym when I get to Tbilisi. There might be an expat over 60s gym club, and make it more of a social event rather than just going to the gym to slog yourself to death on the equipment. So once August is over, I will no longer be posting these 30-minute videos, and we can just get back to what is meant to be the main theme of the channel, which is the emotional and logistical realities of upping sticks and moving abroad as a single woman in your 60s. So this incorporates things like saying goodbye to friends and family. I mean, obviously they're still there, but they're not just around the corner or a 2-hour drive down the M4. Coming to terms with the idea of being alone in a new country, a new city, getting out of your comfort zone to force yourself to get out and meet people, learning a new language, which is ongoing, and proactively making a life for yourself, decluttering and selling off your possessions that you don't want to just stick in your loft for the next 10 years and then come back and think, why did I keep all this? I have absolutely no use for any of this anymore. Or perhaps, God forbid, you pop off while you're abroad and your son comes back and goes, why the hell did she keep all this and leave me to deal with it all? Having to deal with emptying my parents' house. Yeah, I mean, at least there was 3 of us. Well, there wasn't actually, because my brother was in Switzerland. At least me and my sister did it together. Yes, so, and getting rid of loads of clothes. So at the moment, actually, I'm thinking a good start might be to get rid of everything I own that's black, because I saw a video of myself not that long ago, and I thought, God, black seems really harsh against my skin now. I mean, I love black, but I looked at this and I thought, I'm not sure that black does anything for you anymore. It kind of really washes you out. So I've got loads of black stuff. So that would be a start, but it will break my heart if I have to get rid of it all. So I think what I might do actually in a few days is post a video of me wearing something black, and you can let me know in the comments whether you think it's too harsh for me now. I think it might be time to say goodbye to my black things, apart from a few select pieces. Maybe keep some things back for a funeral or something, something jolly like that. What else? Oh yeah, decorating this house, getting it ready to rent out, looking into how best to protect myself as a landlord with regard to the new Renters' Rights Bill. And yes, it will still incorporate getting fitter and healthier, because obviously I don't want to be falling ill or having falls in a city where I'm nobody owes me anything, kind of thing. I haven't got family members or close friends. So yeah, I want to be fit and strong when I move to my new city. So the date I've earmarked for the move is next April, and the reason for this is also explained in my first video. Now that's just 7.5 months away now, and if I look back to Christmas, that was 7.5 months away. So the thought that in that same time frame I could be, getting on a plane and moving to Tbilisi is a bit of a like, oh, really? Is that? It just seems very, very close all of a sudden. So I have got to get a shifty on, but nothing's going to happen before the end of this month because my son is coming home for a week and I don't want the place to be a mess when he comes home. And then I don't want to be leaving a kind of, rooms being decorated, paint everywhere, to go away to Portugal and then come back to the house being in a complete mess. What I want to do is once he's been and gone, in fact, I'm hoping he'll do it with me for me while he's here. He's got a small double bed in his room and it's kind of too big for the room really. So I want him to dismantle that. Then I can sell that. Then I can completely just strip his room and I can use that as a kind of a storage space. So I can kind of do the rest of the rooms and anything that I'm just like shoving in there just to keep it out of the way while I'm decorating everything else, so that things aren't just lying around everywhere. And then I can also use that as a room to sort of help me sort out my clothes, so I can look at things like what I'm taking to Tbilisi with me, a sort of a spring out, because obviously I'm going to be just taking spring clothes with me, and then I can just go pack up a load of other stuff into packing crates and have those shipped over. So yeah, so there's going to be some of that logistics to work out. Yeah, so when I get back from Portugal, it'll be all systems go. But for the time being, I'm kind of in a bit of a hiatus. I wanted to come on here and thank you all for backing me, for sticking with me, for your continued support and encouragement. And perhaps through this channel, I can return the favour and do the same for you. If your life is feeling a bit bleh, think about what action you can take to rage against the Greige and start creating that vibrant third act for yourself. Okay, thanks very much, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.